Sean, I'd say probably the most common request or question we get online or even in person is about gaining distance, hitting the ball farther, right? Everyone loves that. It's a great part of the game. We'll call that 1A. 1B would probably be what topic?
Consistency.
Yes.
Everybody wants to be more consistent, especially the guy, if you're the guy that can shoot 79, 78 one day, then you're shooting 98.
Right.
You know, that's not fun, and it almost makes you want to quit the game sometimes.
That's exactly right. So once you reach a certain skill level, even if it's breaking 100, you want to do it consistently, or if it's breaking 80, you want to do that consistently, easy for me to say. What drives us crazy is when we shoot the 75 and then the 88 the next day.
And we don't know why.
And we don't know why. This video is going to help you discover why and help you figure it out and make it better. All right, Sean, let's talk about the consistency building timing aspect of the golf swing, right? And we all have a timing for our swing, and the difficult part about changing our timing or even being aware of it is we're only familiar with our timing.
That's right.
Right? We don't really, we just do it. It's our timing of the swing. So what do we see with regard to pressure where we can really start to change and improve the timing aspect to improve consistency?
Yeah, I think if we just start at address and work from there is probably the easiest way to go about it. But at address, you know, we have with an iron 50-50, maybe a little bit more on the left side.
A little bit.
Which is easy. Now from there is where you start to see some separation between good players and poor players, right?
That's right. So early in the golf swing, we're going to see a pressure shift. We should see a pressure shift. Now, what that doesn't have to be is a big mass shift, right? This will shift pressure and this will shift pressure. So one, my mass goes forward, 100% of my pressure goes back. The other one, my mass and my pressure rock to the back foot. Yeah. Which one of those is going to hurt consistency? Which one's going to help it?
Yeah, we don't see too many high-level players making a big mass move on the backswing.
Right.
They do, though, lighten the left heel, and the knees will start to change, flex a little bit, and this lead thigh will start to swing in a little, which gets the pressure over to the right early in the backswing.
That's exactly right. That shifts pressure. Pressure should be really fast-moving, dynamic moving. Mass movement is really slow and kind of cumbersome. Right, and I think a lot of golfers assume that if I want to put more pressure on the right side, my trail side on the backswing, then I got to push down more.
It's the opposite.
Well, when they push down more, they're pushing off this front foot, and again, it throws it the opposite way.
Yeah, if you're pushing to get over there, that's going to increase
You're
pressure
going to increase
on your
pressure
left
here.
foot. So it's okay to have a little bit of, you might see a good player have a little, like a tiny move
little
bump.
Trigger there, yeah.
Yeah, a little trigger. And then from there, you let the heel lighten. So step 1 of 3 is get some motion to the right early with the pressure. You're going to feel this left thigh move in a little. You're going to feel the knees change in flexion. You're going to lighten your left heel. By the time this club is about parallel to the ground.
That's exactly right. It happens early, and you hit the nail on the head. You're really trying to lighten this left foot. Now that can be Jack Nicklaus. That can be someone where you really imperceivable, just done inside the foot. Doesn't matter. It just needs to lighten.
Absolutely. You know, and some of the things I see that I know cause problems with that, because I know I had it in my swing, trying to rotate the hips really level will cause you to stay on your left.
Or towards this way.
Yeah, or reverse hip slide.
Yes.
The other thing is, yes, we know we want to change knee flex, but if your lead thigh doesn't have a little bit of inward motion, I know this because of my own swing. I figured it out for myself using this thing a lot, the Swing Cat. If it doesn't come in a little bit, it's very challenging to get the pressure to the right early enough.
That's exactly right.
So it's bending, yes, it's increasing, but it's got to swing, the thigh's got to swing in just a little bit to do it where the pressure gets over there early.
That's exactly right. So that's early in the golf swing, we should see a pressure shift move pretty directly, very early to the trail side. Now, let's talk about what happens in the transition. All right, so now we've got our takeaway sewn up, pressure shifted to the right, really directly, really early. Now, as that club starts to wheel itself back up towards me, the target, what's going to happen as far as pressure goes?
So to me, this is a really important thing that I look at in swings, and more so now over the years after working with Mike a lot and learning some stuff from him about the swing catalyst, is that by the time the club gets right here, I'm already, as the club is going back, I'm starting to move my pressure into my left foot.
That's right.
So you're moving two directions at once. This is going over your head as your pressure is going toward your front foot.
Right.
And what a lot of people do is they finish the backswing and they stay on this foot and they move everything together.
Right, we see so many golfers finish their backswing with their maximum amount of pressure still on that back foot.
I did it for a long time.
Right, so they may shift it early, which is good, and then you'll see that pressure ball kind of stall out as they finish the backswing, then they try to get everything moving forward. And what happens in that case is the club head's always gonna win that race. So the club head gets out in front of that pressure ball, and a lot of goofy things happen with regard to impact. Instead, we want that pressure ball to beat the club head coming down on the downswing. And that's done by what you just said, the recentering here at the top.
So if this is max pressure to the right, what I like to tell my students is that imagine that the pressure stays ahead of the club head, right? So
Exactly right.
this is the maximum amount I'm going to be to the right. As this thing goes over my head and goes back towards a target, we'll call it Mike as a target, I want the pressure to be moving over there as well. Right? So if you just think of it following the pressure, it's as far away from Mike as it's going to get. Now it's going back over my head towards Mike. My pressure starts getting left, and now we're getting down into downswing time.
And we're demonstrating this because I can already see the comments coming in. Well, Sean's head moved too much forward, right? So we're demonstrating this. It's very tough to demonstrate a dynamic movement, kind of posing it like we're
showing
doing.
some exaggeration too, just to give you an idea.
Exactly right. That doesn't happen. This thing gets up, and this is about what you're looking for. Something like that.
That's right.
I'm putting my foot back down right underneath my shoelaces, and that's where that pressure starts to go into the ground. Then it starts to lift off the back foot, so you see the opposite of what we did at the takeaway. Now, the benchmark you're looking for here is right there at left arm parallel. You're going to see about 70 to 75% should be on this front foot at that time. If it's not, you're going to have a lot of room to cover in about 0.08 seconds. So 8 milliseconds coming into the ball. Is that right? 8 milliseconds?
I think so.
0.08 seconds, we'll go with that. Coming into the ball, that's a very tiny window of time to move a lot of pressure. When we see golfers move a lot of pressure in that amount of time, we see misses all over the club face because of it. So timing one, the first aspect of timing is this takeaway early backswing area. The second key to consistency as far as timing goes is really getting that pressure shifted, recentered, then shifted to that front foot very early in the downswing. All right, Sean, now we're talking about that last piece of timing for consistency, this left arm parallel to impact spot.
So we've made it here at shaft parallel or early in the backswing, pressure right early, recentering. We've got 70 to 75 here, left arm parallel. From here, that pressure is going to ramp up to maximum, what would you say, Mike?
80, 85.
Okay, and partly because at this left arm parallel, the knees are basically maxed out as far as flex.
Right.
I'm going to use my left side here and push up and away from the target line, right? Which is going to spike that pressure a little bit more and add some of that vertical force to the ground.
It's going to add some late club head speed, which we all love. It's going to add a lot of rotation when you're extending that left side, and it's not going to move your pressure very much at all. So we want the pressure left early so we don't move it a lot late.
Yeah, so by the time you get here, we'll just use, let's say you're using video and drawing a line or whatever. If you drew a line against your left leg right here, right?
Hold it.
Yep, and halfway down, I'd want to have half a leg through that line.
And pretty much stay there through impact.
And just stay there and just rotate around that benchmark.
That's right. We don't want to see this to continue to slide out in front.
Yeah.
That's no good.
And it's nice for us to have this fancy equipment and expensive stuff in this bay, but you have a video camera in your pocket that years ago would cost you thousands of dollars. Use it. Start using some of these lines that we're giving you ideas on, like that line. That's there exactly is a great line to see early left and then kind of stabilizing. You have a good way to check your own swing.
That's exactly right. And that's what we're going to do now is show you a cool little drill, cool little way to check all this, all three locations when you go out and film your swing. All right, now let's look at a little drill or a little checkpoint that we can use to make sure all these things are happening all three stages. So from down the line, so the camera's going to be the target, and we're going to look back at Sean. This is how I want you to set up our little half noodle here over an alignment stick. So Sean, you're shooting at the camera.
Okay, come around this way?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Okay.
I'm going to angle, when you're out in the range, I want you to angle this alignment stick back against, behind the golfer, just like this. So set up to it. So that's how I'm going to angle it. Now we're going to flip around face on and show you what we're looking for. Scoot over just a little bit. Okay. So I'm going to put this alignment stick in the ground with the noodle about a fist off of Sean's thigh. All right, that's where we want it. So it's out of the way, he's gonna swing, no problem. So at setup, you should see that fist. Early takeaway, you should see it grow.
Yes.
The space grows, right? Show them the reverse pip. We don't want to reverse hip into
Reverse
this.
hip, or the leg goes that way,
Right.
just straight out over the toes.
We want this space to grow. All right, keep going. So now he's going to recenter the top,
Okay.
kind of back to where that fist is. Then early downswing should be right up to this noodle. Downswing should be right behind it. Boom. So you want to play up to the noodle, but behind the noodle.
Yeah.
Right? You don't want to be knocking this over, and you certainly don't want to be hitting it in the backswing. If you do that, just put a noodle in the ground, or you don't even need a noodle, just an alignment stick in the ground, an umbrella, or
It's a
whatever.
reference point.
It's going to give you a really good reference point because, again, we just know our timing. We don't know the correct timing a lot of times. This is going to give you a really cool way to kind of check that and give you some feedback. Thanks for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, please click on the like. Also, let us know about if there's content that you want us to make that's specific to your swing, right? You have the most important swing in golf, and we want to make videos to help you play better golf. So leave us comments down below about this video or about something that we haven't made yet that you want to see. Also, don't forget to subscribe. That'll give you notifications just as soon as new videos come out. If you haven't gotten our free distance video yet, click on the first pinned comment below this video. You'll see a link there, click on that. That'll take you to a page where you can enter your name, email, and we'll send you a free distance video so you can add more distance to your swing instantly, right straight to your inbox.